We take stairs for granted. 12,000 people just in the US die on stairs every year, and probably tens of millions get hurt. And that's why I developed this. A safety rig for the stairs for going both down and up. When you go upstairs, you just switch the rig around. You got it this way too. It works like an inertia wheel in the car. It just moves back and forth, not a problem, but sudden jerk, and it saves you. It's really crazy. And yet, it's a simple rig to put together. Now, there's a lot of lawyers in the world, and unfortunately, I can't guarantee that your rig is going to be sound. You put something like this together for yourself, your rig, your responsibility. This saves just one life or prevents a couple injuries, especially with elderly people who are really susceptible to falling downstairs and falling in general. Then this video was worth it. There were 5 things that I wanted to key on this design. I wanted to make it relatively inexpensive. For some people, $80 is expensive. But if you think about the offset of recovery from a fall and all the medical bills with that, $80 is cheap. It had to be easy to put together. The components needed to be easily accessible. It had to be easy to put on and take off, and portable enough to relocate anywhere. And I met all 5 of those objectives in this design. Putting on the Vibe belt, you have various handles here, all designed for 300 pounds. And I have opposing carabiners. Got it on the far back and then one on the sides. You got a lot of strap. I guess they make it for very big people. There's some teeth, but that's not going to keep it in place. You have to come around, feed it through this way. And that's pretty good, but you just feed it through this way again, and then run it through the back and down through like that. If you don't like the tail, then you can just do one more lap through. That will make it nice and secure. And then to take it off, pretty simple. You just reverse the process. Doesn't take much time at all. A minute or so you use to put this on and take it off. Think about how much pain that might save if you fall or worse. So it's a pretty good deal time-wise. You're almost like on a belay line in a climbing gym. Before you use any safety device, make sure you check it, make sure all the stitching is good and solid. Turn it around in the back. It's very comfortable. And you're ready to go. And hopefully you won't fall. But if you do, you're ready. So for inside, you don't have the benefit of the railing, because most railings on indoor stairs are just not good enough to hold any kind of support. I've come up with this rig that I've tied into a door. I'm really weighing on this, pulling on it with all my worth. These little silicone bumpers are key to not damaging your door. Just kind of flip it over on the door so you can see how it attaches. The installation is pretty simple. You just flip it over the door like this. The PVC conduit catches on that side. And then this is just kind of a preventer, but you just slide that over the door handle. And when you're pulling on the opposite side, you can see how strong it is. You really don't need this. But the advantage this thing has is if for some reason you open the door, the other side's not going to fall off. Here's a close-up of the various components of the system. The silicone bumpers, you can see they're rather thick. Fall resting rig. When I'm outside and I clipped in on the deck, I just around the top of the railing. Make sure that what you're tying into is pretty strong. Here I did a double carabiner on the back and I double looped it on the back. As far as carabiners go, you can go with a locking carabiner. Keeps it from opening. This is for climbing and belaying. You probably don't need to go that severe. Here's just a standard carabiner. This is a different kind of locking system. These are pretty cheap and they'll be very effective. This is steel. These are aluminum. Talk a little bit about the door rig. This is 500 pound, 600 pound paracord, two 34-inch pieces. I did what I call a double square knot here, tied it off, made them even, and then I just did a figure 8 knot here. An overhand knot would work. You know, I was going to put some holes here, but I didn't want to have it fray the paracord, and I wanted the ability to have it swivel a little bit depending on what angle you're working with, especially if you're going to put it in the side part of the door. This is a piece of 5.5 foot or 6 foot, depending on what you want to go with, paracord, and this is the part that goes in here and connects to the doorknob. These are just two simple overhand knots with minimal tail. Tail is this little piece that keeps the knot in place, but you don't want to waste a whole lot of paracord on that. So you just run that through here like this. This is a 1 1/4 inch PVC coupler. You get that at any hardware store. I'll post all of these pieces down below. Run it over the doorknob, lock it down between the handle and the door, and then you can put this in place over the top of the door or on the side of the door, whatever you want to do. You can see I have two pieces of paracord here. So with the knots, you'll get a little bit less strength. So I want it to be uber safe. So I got 1, 2, independent. So if for some reason this one frayed or failed, you'd still have a backup. 400 pounds a piece, 800 pounds solid. And this thing is not going to crack at all on the other side of that door. I was almost complete on this video, but there was one point I wanted to make that I thought was important. When I installed this outside, I put it on this side because I felt it caught faster. Not a problem when this is up on the door like in the inside installation. On this side, you can see it just takes a little bit more of a delay. It may not catch every time. So when you install this, no matter where it is, inside or outside, make sure you get that sweet spot where it's catching immediately upon crazy fall. On most stairs, 7 meters, 23 feet is perfect. You can go at least 1 flight of stairs, if not 1.5 flights. Prices on Amazon and the internet fluctuate, but I got this for $60. I think I got this for $16. Carabiners can range you in price from anywhere to a couple bucks. Different versions of a locking carabiner could cost you $7 and $10 depending on how you buy it. You don't want cheap carabiners. You can buy one for $1 that's kind of for your keychain. You want carabiners and equipment that's climbing worthy. I know this harness isn't something you'd want to climb with, but for 330 pounds worth of person that you can lug around on these straps. So it's a good alternative, low cost and easier to use than a climbing rig. Paracord can run you anywhere from 5 to 20 cents a foot. So you got about $2. This 1 1/4 inch PVC pipe coupler will run you anywhere from $1 to $2 depending on where you get it and how many you buy. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in all sorts of crazy ideas and concepts, designs of all kinds, for the home, photography equipment, sporting gear, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe because you never know what kind of safety idea you're gonna see.